Welcome into JambarTV. I'm Kelsey Norris alongside Krista Ritz, and we're bringing you YSU's news, arts, and sports. This week we're talking about homecoming, a lot of events going on. What else is going on, Krista?
Yeah, we're also going to be discussing Women's History Month, so stay tuned.
Welcome to JambarTV. This is your student news.
The YSU Board of Trustees unanimously approved the contracts of Provost Brian Smith and University President Jim Tressel during a March 4th meeting. Smith became provost back in 2019, and his contract was extended until 2025. Tressel's contract, which was set to expire this June, will continue indefinitely until terminated with 180 days of written prior notice. Tressel became YSU's president in 2014 with a 3-year contract and yearly extensions. Later, Abigail Cloutier sits down with Tressel to discuss his hopes and plans for the future of YSU.
YSU uses a layered email protection system to monitor emails, but sometimes scams slip through the cracks. With an uptick in scams due to the pandemic, recipients should avoid giving personal information until they verify the source. If an email uses misspelled words, unprofessional formatting, or outdated company logos, names, or colors, recipients should report the message to IT Service Desk by phone or email.
YSU strives to add diverse topics to its gen ed requirements. Diversity is especially important to the Beagley College of Education, Liberal Arts, and Social Sciences. The college houses several departments where learning about strange and unfamiliar topics is their goal. Director of the anthropology program, Matt Omansky, says learning about other cultures is key.
Just like we look at them going, they're weird, they're strange, they live in the same way. So the goal of anthropology is to understand what cultures really are, what they really believe, and how they really act.
He said due to staff limitations, the program is challenged in the number of cultures it can cover.
You may not think much about those little blue recycling bins scattered around campus, yet YSU's recycling program continues to change and evolve.
YSU's recycling program had many years of success. Recently, the program has gone back to a simpler way of recycling materials.
It's not that they're not getting recycled, it's just overwhelmingly there's not enough availability to recycling programs due to the volume that's needed to recycle those materials.
The recycling program collaborates with David Ewing to get rid of the cardboard, but has to pay to remove it.
There's no money in cardboard anymore. We used to have it done for free. Now we got to pay to have the cardboard taken away.
The program also works with Tim Strynek, who oversees the waste management aspect.
So we just make sure we're doing everything that's environmentally sound and make sure we're not putting things into the landfill that shouldn't be there.
The YSU Women's and Gender Study program had to think of some out-of-the-box ways to celebrate Women's History Month this year. Associate Professor Krishana Jackson-Leftwich is the director of the program. Among the events was an interactive lecture by psychologist Ashley Gilmore titled Healing Black Girls' Pain. The discussion focused on how Black women are susceptible to racism and inequality in the workplace.
Black women earn 39% less than any other group of women. So again, how is it that we are the highest educated but earn less than any other group of women?
Next week, YSU will hold additional lectures, including a spoken word and poetry collaboration for upcoming events to close out Women's History Month.
YSU's unusual spring homecoming game kicks off against South Dakota State University this Saturday. Though we'll have do without a parade, YSU had plenty of events to hype students up before the game. Some events included a drive-in movie Thursday. Today kicks off with Not Your Granny's virtual bingo through virtual penguin nights and a Build a Penguin raffle. The assistant director of programming describes a few of the events.
Friday night we have virtual penguin nights, and it's Not Your Granny's bingo.
To see the results of the game and who was voted homecoming king and queen, visit thejambar.com next week.
1 year ago, the COVID-19 pandemic sent YSU students home and changed education. The Jambar asked students what they're looking forward to when the pandemic ends.
I'm really just looking forward to, being able to connect with the community and also with everyone here at YSU and just, see a lot of more people at the football games and a lot more activities that are about to take place on YSU campus.
For me, I would love to go back home to brunch with my friends. That's something that we usually do and, enjoy the city life and be free, but we can't do that right now. So it's kind of just books and work.
I'm looking forward to going out to places such as eating out finally, or even just going to games normally with my friends.
Looking after going to a club after the pandemic is over, and I hope to go party again and enjoy live music.
Currently, a select few Ohioans are eligible for the COVID-19 vaccine based on pre-existing conditions, age, or profession. But on March 16th, Ohio Governor DeWine announced all Ohioans over the age of 16 would be eligible for the COVID-19 vaccine beginning March 29th. The Office of Environmental and Occupational Health and Safety sent out a survey March 11th to determine interest in an on-campus vaccination clinic. Next, Thomas Kushner brings us the latest on YSU's COVID-19 stats.
Youngstown State University reported 14 new COVID-19 cases this Monday. The count included 12 students who live off campus and 2 students who live in on-campus housing. The university tested 98 people as part of its on-campus surveillance testing, from which 4 people tested positive. Last week, the university reported just 7 cases total. 6 were from students who live off campus and 1 from a resident. In the past 2 weeks, the university has not recorded any cases from university employees, faculty, or staff. After the break, Abigail Cloutier sits down with YSU President Jim Tressel to talk about the 1-year anniversary of the pandemic. I'm Thomas Kushner from YSU's Ford Theater. Stay safe and stay tuned.
The environment in the hospital can be very intense for a patient. Being able to put a smile on their face brightens up my day. I go to Youngstown State University and my passion is nursing. What I love about studying nursing is that it takes you out of the classroom and into the lab. It's really hands-on. The professors here push you to be your absolute best, so if you want it, you gotta work hard for it. I am so excited about my future. I'm Shantiana and I am why I'm proud.
The feeling when my hands are on the piano, it's become comforting. It's somewhere that I can express myself. I go to Youngstown State University and my passion is playing music. YSU is allowing me to take what I love and turn it into a career and do it every single day of my life. I'm Alyssa and I'm why I'm proud.
Hey kid, you wanna try some exercise?
Wait, what? What's going on right now?
Yeah, man, exercise.
I don't know. I don't know if I should even be talking to you right now.
It's got lots of benefits.
Okay.
The benefits of exercise include increased levels of energy, higher quality of sleep, better muscle and bone strength, improved memory, and clearer skin.
You're here to be part of something bigger, to make things happen. For you, college is about knowledge being shared, and learning experiences that aren't limited to the classroom. On campus, you want to matter. It's about engaging every day, building relationships with students, with mentors, with the community, in the heart of a reinvented city. We are that something bigger. We are Youngstown State University and proud.
Welcome back to JambarTV. I'm Abigail Cloutier here with our very own President Jim Tressel. So, President Tressel, I know it's been about a year now since the pandemic started and last March when everybody got sent home. But in that year, what's the most important thing that you think you've learned?
Well, I guess maybe the most important thing, Abigail, would be you better be ready for everything, because little did we know. And then the second thing maybe that's been a neat outcome is we've had a lot of people working together, unusual circumstances on different things, and I think we've become closer, ironically, in a COVID where we're supposed to be socially distanced. We've been working on things with other parts of campus. You know, we've been working more intimately with IT. We've been working more intimately with the academic continuity team, the Institute for Teaching and Learning, the Environmental Occupational Health and Safety Department, Julie Gentile and her group. I think in my first 6 years here, Abigail, I had zero interaction with the Environmental Occupational Health group, and for the last year it's been daily. And so it's been a rewarding thing. Our students have been amazing. Our faculty has got the hard job of trying to figure out, how do I bring my passion, my knowledge, experiences, interaction, you know, in this environment. And so they've been working like crazy, and this will be one that we'll all remember. No matter how old we get, we'll know where we were in 2020.
For sure. And I know you spoke on this a little bit, but how do you think the pandemic changed the face of higher education as we knew it?
You know, I think there's parts of higher ed that we'll be glad to get back to, that we are really missing, and we'll appreciate them maybe more. But there are also some things we've learned, especially with utilization of technology and the ability to do things distance-wise and bring in resources from other places than we typically had. And so I think there's no doubt higher ed has changed and will continue to change. And I don't know if I'd call it an exercise, but this has been a good exercise for us to know that change is not horrible. We've got to make the best of it, and then we've got to get better from our experiences.
Absolutely, and I think it's safe to say that we've accomplished a lot in the last year, but out of the student body and the university, what's an accomplishment in the past year that you are really proud of?
You know, I think the patience that I've seen displayed, because we've all been tense, we've all been disappointed, we've all been disrupted, but ultimately we've all grown in our patience that, you know what, we're going to get through this. We can't wait till it's more back to normal, which, knock on wood, I think will be the fall. But that we've really grown to know that patience is a virtue, as they used to always say. I've been awfully proud of the patience amidst all the turmoil that our university has shown.
Absolutely. And though there are a lot of things that were stressful or disappointing, like you said, in the past year, do you have a favorite memory or a favorite positive outcome?
A favorite positive outcome? I think it's the willingness of everyone to work together and maybe change how they do things and be willing to adjust their normalcy. We all are creatures of habit, and we like things a certain way. But when the moment arose, our people were willing, you know, to realize that this isn't how we want it. We're going to make the best of it. And I know our passion of our faculty to do the best they could to continue quality instruction, to continue somehow getting engagement. And it's so hard on Zooms. And in the last 2 days, I think this is the first face-to-face anything I've done. I've been on Zooms all day, and this is like refreshing. And I've really been appreciative of the patience that we've all shown, even though there were times when we didn't want to. Our people have been great.
And next year, in next March, what do you hope YSU looks like?
You know, I hope a year from now we're still able to reach back and take from these lessons we've learned, but also be counting our blessings that we're back to it a lot more like we would like it to be, and that we never forget, you know, how fortunate we've been to have the lifestyle and the interaction and the fun together. You know, there's when you can't be together, you're really losing a lot of the fun. We're human. You know, we want interactions. That's the most fun of anything. And so I hope a year from now that we're enjoying that, we're having fun, but we're also counting our blessings that we learned a lot of good lessons. And if there's ever another pandemic 100 years from now, if they're every 100 years, we'll be ready.
Absolutely. And I know we're so looking forward to what the next year brings, but after the break, Arts and Entertainment will bring us our latest news.
Growing up, I love figuring out how things work, putting things together. I love being able to come up with an idea, design it, just the whole process of creating things. I go to school here at Youngstown State and my passion is 3D design. I chose YSU because all the equipment, the research being done here, it's like a playground for me. I'm Alex and I'm why I'm proud.
You're looking to your future, preparing for your goals, and they're closer than you think. Because here, success is part of the plan. It's a place where academic and social opportunities are meant to prepare you for life, not just the next 4 years. You'll be equipped to face new challenges and turn hard work into a career. You're ready for your success to take root. And here's where it starts. We are Youngstown State University, and proud. You're not waiting to see what the world has in store for you. It's more about what you have in store for the world. All you need is the opportunity. All you need are the resources of a large university and the advantages of a personalized academic setting where you can experience new worlds in the arts and sciences, business, and education and make them your own. We are where you shape your future. We are Youngstown State University, and proud.
The feeling when my hands are on the piano, it's become comforting. It's somewhere that I can express myself. I go to Youngstown State University and my passion is playing music. YSU is allowing me to take what I love and turn it into a career and do it every single day of my life. I'm Alyssa and I'm why I'm proud.
Welcome back to JambarTV. I'm Douglas Campbell. For students passing the Judith Ray Solomon Gallery, they got a glimpse into the minds and early work of 10 art students. I explored the inspiration behind the small but mighty exhibition, which will be on display until March 26th. The exhibition, organized by Dragana Cerniak, a professor of art, reflects the students' exploration of color, surface composition, and synthesis between formal and conceptual aspects of painting.
It basically is based on just idea of recognizing and giving credit or featuring and sharing works that usually are not shared.
The work on display is part of a tester studies, or a rough draft of their painting, exploring different models and art mediums. Their work will be revisited and painted on a larger scale later in the semester. Patrick Savage's work involves the idea of two separate realities existing at the same time and place.
There are a lot of circumstances where people can actually be looking at the same exact image or the same exact information and somehow or another come up with completely opposite interpretations. And so I'm trying to exaggerate that tendency.
Other students, like Rachel Ritz, focus on the loss of innocence using things from her childhood.
Just the composition of one of them, it's a very cropped in, zoomed in, that you're extremely close to the subject.
One floor below the gallery, in Bliss Hall, YSU's dance department is back in action with a virtual dance recital. Now You See Us, which will contain various pieces choreographed by dance department faculty. Since the pieces were pre-recorded, the department used editing and filming techniques to offer perspectives that aren't usually possible in a live setting.
As you're watching it, as an audience member, you only get to see one perspective. But as we take it into the world of film, we can mix kind of what they see and kind of how they see it and I think it'll be a really, really cool concept.
YSU alumnus and former collegiate golfer Jonah Karzimer is bringing a premier indoor golf facility to the Valley. The bunker is under construction at Southern Park Mall. The facility will house an indoor training area as well as simulators. It will also host Bogey's Bar and Grill, who will be responsible for food and drink.
I kind of looked at it, what I wish I had when I was 14. Right? If I had the opportunity to come in and practice, putt with my buddies, do some math homework, order food, do some more practicing. Okay.
It is expected to open later this year. After the break, Ben Lulai and Kyle Wills dive into football, lacrosse, and transferring players. Stick around.
The communication department is much more than media or delivering a speech. The YSU Communication Department offers programs in telecommunication, journalism, and communication studies. We inspire creativity. We encourage each student's passion. We explore new and advanced technologies that connect the human race. The communication programs at YSU ensure that every student is prepared and experienced for the outside workforce, for life after YSU. Join the Jambar and find your voice when you tell the next big story. Become a host of Rookery Radio and gain hands-on experience, or get involved with TV productions like Light the Wick, Penguin Rundown, and JambarTV. YSU's communication department is much more than a department, an education, or a degree. It's a home for passionate individuals, for students to find and pursue what they love.
Growing up, I love figuring out how things work, putting things together. I love being able to come up with an idea, design it, just the whole process of creating things. I go to school here at Youngstown State and my passion is 3D design. I chose YSU because all the equipment, the research being done here, it's like a playground for me. I'm Alex and I'm Y and proud.
You're here to be part of something bigger, to make things happen. For you, college is about knowledge being shared, and learning experiences that aren't limited to the classroom. On campus, you want to matter. It's about engaging every day, building relationships with students, with mentors, with the community, in the heart of a reinvented city. We are that something bigger. We are Youngstown State University and proud.
Welcome back to JambarTV. I'm Ben Lulai alongside Kyle Wills. Several men's and women's basketball players have announced their transfers recently. Senior forward Mary Dunn and senior guard McKenna Peters announced their transfers over social media last week. Freshman forward Naneka Obaizer announced her entry Monday. Junior guard Darius Quisenberry also announced his departure from the men's basketball team. Junior defensive lineman for the football team Antoine Cook also transferred.
I try to focus on what I can control. I can't control that. I know, the portal has benefited us, and I'm sure every program can say it has benefited just on the transfers maybe that you're picking up. And for coaches, it's a double-edged sword. Some kids choose to jump in the portal.
Last fall, the NCAA proposed and approved its transfer rule, which allows all D1 student athletes to transfer and complete immediately one time during their collegiate career.
The YSU football team fell to 0-4 after last weekend's game versus South Dakota State. After a 10-point comeback, the Penguins lost in a 19-17 nail-biter due to a field goal with 31 seconds left. Senior linebacker Grant Dixon talked about what the team needs to do to get over the hump.
YSU football fell to 0-4 after last week's game versus South Dakota State. After a 10-point comeback, the Penguins lost in a 19-17 nail-biter due to a field goal with 31 seconds left. Senior linebacker Grant Dixon talked about what the team needs to do to get over the hump.
Coach Schaefer says it, Coach Phillips says it. Each game comes down to 4 or 5 critical plays. And this past weekend, if you look at a couple different drives, there were critical plays where we almost made the play. The ball bounced the wrong way. Coach Phillips says the football's not round, so sometimes it goes away, sometimes it doesn't. But the objective is to be in the right spot, the right time, and as long as we're hustling to the ball, those plays will start going our way.
Head coach Doug Phillips talked about his team's character and how they are growing together despite trying times.
You know, just to battle back into the game and take the lead in the fourth quarter, that second half, I really felt it was the first time I saw our team really come together, really stay together, the enthusiasm and the belief that, you know, we're going to win this football game. So from those standpoints, you know, effort I thought was tremendous throughout the whole, and when you watch film, you see the effort.
Though YSU is playing a homecoming game, it will look a little different as the cheerleaders are confined to the stands. One cheerleader we'll meet is Britney Reflock.
Football games are my favorite. That's what kept me going. And it's a little different this year, but it's still fun to go to the games and like hype everyone up and see everyone excited. I just like the excitement and stuff.
Reflock has been a cheerleader for 4 years. Catch her at the homecoming game, which kicks off at noon Saturday.
The YSU women's lacrosse team is currently playing in the program's first ever season. Coach Teresa Walton leads the team with help from transfer goaltender Alicia Wells. The lone senior says YSU has a great coaching staff.
I know for me, that was a big reason why I chose to come here. They got me really excited about having kind of a final say over my final season, and that drew me here. And I know it drew a lot of the girls to come here too, because they just make us excited about being here, excited about YSU, excited about being a Penguin.
The Penguins will compete in the Mid-American Conference during their inaugural season. The team has 5 home games this season. To find out times of those games, visit ysusports.com.
After a 2-year wait, the most famous bracket in American sports returns. March Madness is underway. This week in YSU sports history, we feature women's basketball and their trips to the dance. Led by coach Ed Doug Gregorio, the Penguins made 3 tournament appearances during the 1990s. Youngstown State's first berth came in 1996 after winning the Mid-Con regular season and tournament titles. In the NCAA tournament, YSU was a 15 seed and faced 2nd seed Penn State, falling 94-71. In 1998, they returned to the tournament after an impressive regular season. Youngstown State got a 12 seed and won their first tournament game in school history after beating number 5 seed Memphis in the first round. The Penguins did not fare as well in the next round, losing to North Carolina State 88-61. YSU finished the season with a school record 28 wins. The Penguins capped off this impressive run with a 3rd tournament appearance in 5 years. YSU's streak of 5 conference championships was snapped during the 1999-2000 season. Despite this, they still won the Mid-Con tournament and earned the automatic bid into the NCAA tournament. Just like the 96 team, the Penguins were a 15 seed and got paired with Penn State. They would lose again to the Nittany Lions 83-63, but did set a record with 12 3-pointers in the game.
That'll wrap it up for Jambar TV. Make sure to check out this week's paper for all the information on this week's episode and more. And as always, stay safe, Penguins.
Support for Jambar TV is provided in part by the YSU Foundation and the Jane F. Lamb Charitable Foundation. Thank you.
You're not waiting to see what the world has in store for you. It's more about what you have in store for the world. All you need is the opportunity. All you need are the resources of a large university and the advantages of a personalized academic setting where you can experience new worlds in the arts and sciences, business, and education, and make them your own. We are where you shape your future. We are Youngstown State University, and proud.
Growing up, I love figuring out how things work, putting things together. I love being able to come up with an idea, design it, just the whole process of creating things. I go to school here at Youngstown State, and my passion is 3D design. I chose YSU because all the equipment, the research being done here, it's like a playground for me. I'm Alex, and I'm Y and proud.